Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. If this is your first time joining my channel, my name is Margie. Welcome to Money, Stocks, and Trades. Today, I just wanted to come on and talk to you about one of the most explosive things that is about to happen in the stock market. Okay, stick around because you do not want to miss this. If you have watched NVIDIA and all the AI chips soar and just pass you by, and you feeling like, hey, I've missed out on the opportunity because it is the thing that is taking off right now, that is soaring right now, you know, that all the money is flowing into, then I got something for you. There is actually another opportunity, I personally believe, that is about to change and vastly change the stock market. Okay. So I could not miss an opportunity to tell you about it. So, what happened, if you have not heard, Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla company, the company Tesla, he started Teslas, right? He is about to IPO his next company. All right. IPO means to offer an initial public offering. So what is an IPO? It stands for initial public offering. That means that a private corporation will list its shares out on the stock market so that the public can become owners, like buy shares of the company and become owners of it. And so that is set to happen with his new company in a couple of weeks. What is this company? Okay, SpaceX. SpaceX. SpaceX is going to change everything that we know society to be today. Okay, so let's talk about SpaceX. What is it? First thing is, I really, in my hardest of hearts, regardless of anyone's opinion about him, I think that Elon Musk is a brilliant man in so many ways. I just I'm just fascinated about how he's able to learn the things he was able to learn and things he was able to accomplish, not just in science, but also how he structures his businesses. Okay. So Elon Musk's businesses have a tendency not to just focus on one thing. You could think of it as maybe three, four, five, six businesses under one hub. Okay, so SpaceX, what most people are going to know about it, like right off the bat, you're gonna be like, oh, it's space, so it has something to do with space. Yes. Okay, so the first thing the company does is it's sending rockets to and from the moon as well as Mars. Okay, but what's so special about these rockets is that they have the ability to be reused. Let me explain. NASA has sent rockets or people out before, right? To the moon. But what happens is when the rocket is coming back to Earth, there's a certain um, area. Once the rocket is getting closer to Earth, there's an area that it passed through, and that area is so hot it causes the rocket and the people in it to just engulf in flames. And so they have special suits on that will keep the astronauts from burning up. Okay. And so what he did was he not only created rockets that can on his own, in his own company, that has nothing to do with NASA, that can go to space, but he's figured out a way to create the rockets where they don't engulf in flames. Like, you won't burn up. You don't have to have special suits on to keep from burning up. The rocket is not going to be burnt up, and it can continue to go on to missions. So we know recently we had some astronauts just come back from the moon. Well, that rocket they came back in on, it has to go out of commission. It can never be used again. But not Elon Musk rockets at SpaceX. So that is just transformational in the technology space. One thing he has on with the company is that one of his goals, or things that he's going to accomplish in order to receive certain amount of payout or whatever, or in shares, if I'm explaining that one correctly. But his goal is to make human life, we're going to be interplanet humans, interplanetary. I don't even know if I have the terms right, whatever, I'll figure it out. But here's what it means, here's what I'm trying to say, okay? His goal is going to be a is to have humans be able to go back and forth to Mars, to create sustainable life on Mars, to live on Mars or Earth, like whichever planet you want. Okay, I know that he is working really, really hard to do this, because I saw like a little sign up list. Okay, I went and I looked, and you can put your name down if you want to go. I don't know. Anyway, um, with some financial checks or whatever. But yeah, it's cool, right? Like that's transformational. So like that enough is enough to just blow your mind or blow your brain, right? You're like, okay, he did it. He's finna go out with this. Yeah, but that's not it. That is not it. That is not all that SpaceX has to offer. SpaceX also has these starships, and what those ships would do is they actually go just a little bit. They don't even really go into space. They go just like high enough above Earth to fly really fast and come back in. Okay, and so what that is, it's a super tremendously fast ship that is way faster than an airplane. Okay. So this is going to, these ships or these cargoes, or I don't even want to say planes, because I don't, they're too fast for planes, okay? But a part of the company is going to take people, for example, you'll be able to go from California to New York in 23 minutes on these ships. That's how fast it goes, okay? And then when I say ships, I don't want you to think like water. Like this is air. This is like going out into like the orbit or somewhere close. You ain't in like space, but you're like close enough to Earth where, but you're going higher than airplanes, and you shooting real fast over to another point. So um on the website where I looked everything up, it says that, normally through an airplane, it takes, the flight is like 5 hours and some change, or 5.5 hours, or whatever, to go from California to New York. Well, on these ships, or I don't even know, rockets, whatever, we're gonna call them ships that he's created, you will be able to go from California to New York in 23 minutes. So they are making the speed of travel on Earth like lightning speed. Okay, transformational. He even talked about going from New York to London, going, other countries, and how it can take like minutes, not even an hour. Okay, that's another section of SpaceX. Okay, so another component, let's talk about another, like a third component of SpaceX, is going to be internet. Now, I don't know where you all live, but I live in like a hurricane zone. I kind of have all my life. So there's always instances or some type of chance every year that we would be without power. We could, have to evacuate, or we could come in, and things just be, a disaster zone for a while. I've lived like that all my life. Okay, heavy hurricane seasons, and so we're used to power outages. We're used to storms. If it snows, because it rarely snows here. So if it snows, it's all, or freezes, lights gonna be out for days. Things are just gonna get bad anyway. But SpaceX has something called Starlink, and Starlink is an internet service. Okay, I know you're like, oh, well, we already got internet. No, no. There's satellites in space that power this internet service. So what that means is, it doesn't matter what pole lines are down, if you lose electricity, what kind of natural disasters going on, you will be able to have internet service and connection, because as long as you have as long as you have Starlink, okay? Because it's powered from space and not Earth. Y'all, can you think about the rural areas, the places in different countries that don't have access to the internet, or even just the places in the United States, the rural areas that have a hard time having getting access to, you know, to internet. Like, that is game changing. That is game changing. Now, they do have something as well where you can have home internet services, or you can also have like this mini pack that you get to carry around and kind of have like a mobile internet service. So, like, if you like hiking or you're traveling or whatever, and you want, internet on the road. Now, this hadn't just started, y'all. This has been around for some time. Like, Starlink is not a new company. It's been around for several years. But I love the way it's growing, because I've seen or read where they actually have a partnership with one of the international airline companies, and Starlink is now its provider of internet service. And so it just blows my mind. I am fascinated about it, and you know that it would be income generating, revenue generating, because it's a premium price. I mean, it's not, I think the lowest price I've seen for internet service is like $50 or $55 a month, in a subscription. So, ha. All right. So another component, that's not even it. This one company, and we ain't even done yet. Okay. So also, with under this umbrella of a company, they also have government intelligence. So there's different satellites or things that he sends out to space that is able to take pictures of the entire world, the Earth or the planet from space, and they will offer intelligence, like data and intelligence from space, to the federal government. So now you're thinking about an entire sector of a business that its entire purpose is to really, assist the government. And so you can think about how much revenue can be generated from a governmental contract. Y'all, I just see like dollar signs flowing into this business from every single area, right? From people who want to go live on Mars, from people who just want to travel faster. I mean, I don't know who's gonna want to travel by airplanes anymore. I don't know what this means for regular airlines that we know today. I don't know what this means for, you know, the companies that provide us with internet services today. I don't know. This is so game changing. And I know I still have not covered all the things about this company. Like, it's mind blowing, right? How can you fail? Like, if one business or revenue is like slow, even for a year, like, you have all these other things over here that just, y'all, I'm just, as a business person, or a person who loves business or loves talking about business, I think it's fascinating. But I'm here today because I don't want you to miss out. I want to tell you that the IPO is set to happen June 12th. So here's how you can be a part. Okay, first off, you need a broker. Okay, you need to sign up. And I have a video on my website. I will link it, but I have a video that tells you how to sign up for a brokerage account with Charles Schwab. If you do not have one, you don't know how to get started, watch that video. But there's other platforms as well that you can use to purchase shares of this company. Okay, so it's going to be traded under ticker symbol SPX. Sorry. S P. No, scratch that. I'll just space SPCX. Oh, so sorry. All right, it's gonna be traded under ticker symbol SPCX for like SpaceX. Okay, and then so it IPOs. We don't know the price yet, but it's right now the company is being evaluated as like over $1 trillion. So let me tell you something how that works. That is massive. It's so massive that from my research and understanding, all the indexes want to listen. Now, normally companies have to be around for a while and or at least over a year or so and demonstrate a certain ability to handle an influx of people purchasing and buying just certain things. But this company is going to go and be listed on a major index, the NASDAQ, I believe, from like day one or day two. Like, this is major. This is almost something like I don't think they've ever seen in stock market history. Now, let me say this. I'm hyping this stock up because, yes, I believe it's game changer, but I do need you to know that nothing I say should make you go out and buy, hold, or sell nothing. Okay? Do your own research. I'm telling you this because I saw it. I'm looking into it. I think it's game changing, but you have to understand that anything in the stock market is risky. I don't. I'm not looking into this as something to just like trade or get rich quick. Like, I'm thinking about generational wealth, like something that I would buy and hold long term. So hey, if it crashes and go to zeros, like I'm still in. I believe in the company. But you have to understand what your risks are. Okay, you have to understand what you are investing in, what you are trading, what you are doing. I mean, I don't know, but as for me, as for me, here's what I am doing. Not that you should do it. Here's what I'm doing. I am trying to figure out what brokers will have SpaceX available on IPO day. Okay, on IPO day. Yeah. Anyway, so for those who have missed out on the AI run, because I don't believe in buying the top of anything. I feel like things should pull back. Money could be starting to flow into these companies. Okay. Now, there's some people who have a strategy of, well, how do I get a piece of the pie? I'm not a private investor, and a private investor is a person who have showed a certain amount of wealth and status, and they're able to buy private shares of these companies and get in super, super early before they're offered to the public. If you can't do that, then you usually have to wait till after the IPO and just buy regular market shares, but usually the prices are much more expensive. That's a whole nother story for another day. There is a little trick of how you can actually get shares at IPO price without being a private investor. But if you want to hear that and you want to know how people like you and me could actually get shares at the IPO price without being a private investor, leave me a link in the comments and let me know. Excuse me, leave me a message in the comments and let me know if you want me to make that video. I will tell you. Okay, let me know if you're interested. Okay, but anyway, that that's pretty much what I came to say. Like, IPO, I don't want to miss this. There's companies that, some people's strategies, they're buying ETFs that may hold shares of SpaceX or shares of partners, people who have already partnered with SpaceX, or and are doing things that they need. So the company may need materials for the rockets, or there's another company that may help take pictures, or make the satellites or whatever to actually go out in space that the company is using. So there's companies or tickers or ETFs. I think one is UFO, another one is ARCX, for Kathy Woods ARC Space one. I haven't heard that one thrown around a lot, but I hopefully you don't forget about that one. One ticker symbol is rockets. Um, excuse me. Let me think about it. The name of the company is Rockets something. I don't know. I'll try to link some of them down. I'll put some of them in the comments. Okay. Check the comments. Check the comments. Give me a minute and check the comments. But anyway, y'all, do not miss this. I know NVIDIA has ran. I know AI has ran. I know the chips, a lot of things have ran. But this is about to be something the markets have never seen before. Not in the stock market. This is this has gained so much news, so much attention. And I try to explain a little bit about the company to you all, but take some time to do your own research and research the company because I really feel like it's gonna take you seeing it for yourself to really appreciate it. So I don't want to make this video any more longer than I already have. But I would love to come back and talk about it or just keep up with the news. We're all waiting. They have filed the official paperwork. So it's kind of like a pre-IPO stage, and we're all just excited to see how things happen. All the little space stocks or stocks that have stuff to do with space, they've already popped and ran. We were watching them all last week, and it's just amazing. I don't want you all to be left out. I know how it feels. I've been left out of a lot of things, and I don't want you to miss this one. Okay? We don't need to miss one. I don't want to miss it either. So, let me know what would be your strategy for taking advantage of what may seem to be one of the biggest or the biggest. Like, this is actually coming in your lifetime. Like, you know how you read about stuff in like the history books and you're like, oh wow, they had such a great opportunity back then. Like, in your lifetime right now, the biggest thing probably that ever happened on Wall Street is like happening. Like, that's crazy. It's amazing. Anyway, I am signing off, but let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, SpaceX, guys, do not miss it. All right.